What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the LootCast right here on youtube.com/thegamelooters. And for another week, I have my lovely co-host here, Cynthia. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good, thanks.
And I hope you guys are doing very good out there after the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that crazy stuff. Did you go out there and did you stampede? Well, one thing we do want you to do is stampede to that subscribe button down below so you'll make sure that you never miss this podcast, never miss reviews, let's plays, and tons more for all the latest games. So, we have a great show lined up for these guys today.
Yes, we do.
We're going to start a little bit talking about kind of what we're playing, what games we're going to be playing, and kind of what you can expect on our channel in the next couple weeks, because we have a lot of stuff planned. So kind of to start off with, what have you been playing?
So this last week, I've finally gotten into Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
So if you guys haven't watched our previous shows, go ahead and hit that button right up there and go watch last week, the week before last episode, where she talked a lot about Pocket Camp.
Yeah, and how I was excited about it.
So you've spent about, what, a week with it now?
Yes.
Maybe more or less?
Mm-hmm. And I've been on it every single day.
Every day.
Yes, and I gotta say, I'm actually really enjoying it. You know, there isn't like too much to get like deep into, but as I continue to level up, kind of like the request kind of continue to open. So if you guys aren't too familiar with you know what you have to do, just try downloading it, you know, give it, you know, maybe a day and see if you like it. You know, it's not for everybody. I know you really didn't like it that much.
No, it is in a world right now where I have another game out that is taking my mobile time. I rather play that. I don't like games on my phone. I just never have. I probably never will. This was one game that I thought, okay, maybe I'm going to give it a chance, because I like the Animal Crossing series. Not much in the past, just because there have been some repetitive things that I'm not a fan of, but you know, back in the day I was an Animal Crossing fan. You know, I played on GameCube. I think that there was one on like Wii, and I did play like the DS one, and then now I have the 3DS one as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna give it more time, not right now after I get past another game, but I just don't know. It just didn't capture me to where I was like, oh, I need to jump in right now.
Yeah, no, I really like it because even though it's on my phone, it doesn't feel like I'm playing a mobile game. You know, it feels very fluent.
Yeah.
And I just really like the way it runs.
So aesthetically, it looks like Animal Crossing.
Yes. And so that gives me,
if you were to
definitely
tell me,
thumbs up.
if you were to show me screens and you said that's on the Switch even, or that's on, you know, the Wii U or the 3DS, you know, I'd be like, oh, okay, it looks like Animal Crossing. So how does it feel on your phone? So you've been playing Animal Crossing a lot on the 3DS. So now you've transitioned to the phone. Are you leaving the 3DS one behind? What is that? What's the feels? Is this Animal Crossing now?
I probably wouldn't say the now. You know, I still feel like I would go back to the 3DS one. The only difference is the world is a lot more condensed.
Okay.
And so in the 3DS version, your world is so much more vast and bigger.
Okay.
And so much more that you can do, right? Here in Animal, you know, Pocket Camp, because it's a mobile version, you know, they have different, you know, places set up for you to go visit and, you know, camp out and things like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, go visit your little animal friends at their campsite. And so it is a lot smaller. There's like 5 different areas that you can go to right now. And of course, there's, you know, the OK Motors where you can customize your little camper.
RV or whatever. Yeah.
And so that part of it, you know, it's kind of tedious because if you don't have your items necessary to go to one of your friends to do a request, you know, they kind of ask you for certain things to give them.
Yeah.
You can only get them at like one of the 5 places. But if you don't have all the items needed, you have to leave that area, go to the other, collect it, and then go all the way back. So that part is really redundant because I want more item spaces right now for my inventory.
Okay.
So that way I don't have to continue to go all these places around.
Makes sense.
It
so it's a lot of little tedious work.
Yeah, because it caps at a certain number for your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And so, once you don't have enough room to carry anything else, you're kind of stuck. And then you have to do other, requests,
Use
to
it or
alleviate.
lose it kind of thing, or what?
No, you could always go back.
You just can't get more once you reach your cap.
Right. And so
I don't like that. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, from what I've noticed, the more you level up, the more spaces they'll give you. But I just, I'm already level 17 and it's only gone up probably 20 spaces.
Okay.
It goes 5 at a time. But I really wish it'd be a little bit more at this point.
Okay, so big question, because this is something that I'm on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter now. Go check out twitter.com/thegameloop. We appreciate it. Follow us. Lots of great deals out there, just all the time. But overall, one of the things I saw for Animal Pocket Camp was one of the big worries from, I guess, the community kind of is, is it going to make me spend money? It's a free game, right? So it has the elements in there to where I'm sure you can accelerate time, things like that, if you spend money to get the cards. What is it called?
They're
currency
called, leaf tickets.
Okay, the tickets. So I'm sure there's a way to get more tickets to enhance building time, things like that, right? So is the urge, if I'm new to this, like, am I going to spend money, or can I get through playing the free way?
Yes, you can, and that's what I love about this thing.
Good.
They really thought a lot about the in-game purchases, and getting leaf tickets is as easy as doing a side quest or a request, pretty much. Whether it's giving 2 kudos to your friends that are all over the maps, collecting a certain number of oranges, or collecting so many butterflies. They'll give you 10, 20 leaf tickets at a time. And then there's also other cool techniques that Wario 64, sorry, Wario 64
on Twitter.
He kind of gave me a couple extra hints on how to get more leaf tickets, like linking, of course, your Nintendo account.
Yeah, so your My Nintendo account. So if you haven't done that for whatever reason, make sure you do that.
Do it, because it gives you, like, I think it's
50, right?
It's 50. And then that's actually going into the My Nintendo account. There's 50 inside, but linking it, I think, gives you another 100. Linking your Facebook and Twitter gives you 50 each.
Okay.
And then I think there's another way to make like 300 just like that.
Okay.
And I've gotten like 300 like twice leaf tickets.
So there are ways to do it.
Yes. And so right now, I've used them, of course, because certain times they're like, spend 5 leaf tickets and we'll give you 10. And so it's worth spending them because you're going to get the return back. And so right now I think I have over 400 saved up.
Okay. So just to kind of sum it up for these guys, for them at home, I'm not an Animal Crossing fan, but maybe I want to play a mobile game. Maybe I don't have much time to dedicate to games. Download it, try it out.
Yes.
Download it regardless.
Download it regardless, because you never know if you accidentally leave your 3DS at home, or you're gonna go transportation.
Yeah.
It's just something to pass the time by with, and it's a really cute, fun game that I've definitely enjoyed spending my time on. And then another thing that definitely helps you come back to the game are the daily check-ins. Even if it's once a day, checking in once every day will give you certain items. Like, I've gotten so many leaf tickets just from that, as well as just rare temporary items that you get from checking in for multiple current days or consecutive days.
Okay. So there's another game out there that a certain company, EA, wants you to check in every single day, and they want you to put those man hours in too. And that is a game that's been in the news a lot over the past month. That's Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yes.
So I know you've been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. I have too. I haven't played more than about 3 hours of the campaign. Make sure you guys go check out our YouTube channel right now. So go obviously after you subscribe, go look at our older videos, and I have kind of like an impressions playthrough video. I played about 2 hours as like a let's play, and I kind of talked about like the loot boxes, all the stuff that's been happening, all the drama, right? So make sure you guys go check that out. So I played maybe about 3 hours of the campaign. It didn't impress me, didn't grab me. Now, again, it looks great, it sounds great, but the story's bland.
Yeah.
It's just bland. I don't know how I feel about the main character.
I've actually already completed the campaign.
Yes, so that's why I wanted to see kind of, you know, do you buy Star Wars Battlefront 2? Do you pass on it? You've only played the campaign. I've played the multiplayer, and I can tell you the multiplayer feels about as good as the last Battlefront, but the progression system is kind of broken. It is one of those systems that, if you do go put in 20 hours this weekend into it, you'll probably get a lot of items. But if
that's also 20 hours.
It's a lot of time that you have to put into it, and maybe a little bit more than you be used to, right? Because when I play Star Wars, I don't get my Overwatch Destiny vibe.
Neither do I.
I don't get that itch that this is a game I'll be coming back to the next year. I get this is the now game, you know, like COD, like Battlefield. You know, this is the game we play for a couple months, maybe at the most. And then I move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So
now, this was my impression of it.
Yes.
You know, you've only been playing Aiden, right? The first character.
Yeah, Aiden versus you.
So as you continue in the storyline, you know, you do actually get to play other characters, and so that part of it actually was pretty intriguing. The down part to it is it's only like for one chapter, and then it goes back to Aiden. And
it's just like a little sprinkle, like, hey, did you know Luke Skywalker? Hey, did you know Han Solo? Here's 10 minutes.
You don't get... Well, no, you do get Luke Skywalker.
I know you do.
And I think he's one of the first people you actually play with. You get Han Solo. And sorry if I'm spoiling this for you guys, but, you know, by now... You know, a lot of
We're not going to tell you the end or what happens specifics. Just give you, like, you know, you play other characters. Trust me.
Yeah.
If you've been following the game, you know this.
I'd like it a little bit more if it branched off of the Aiden a little bit. You know, I know it focuses a lot on her and the way how she goes from dark to good and you know, helps.
I would be okay with it if her story was better.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the, I'm bad, and hey, now I'm good story.
There is one level, and it's way towards the end.
Yeah.
That I absolutely hated because it felt like a major checklist for nothing. Like, you end up on a mission, you get to this one location, and it was complete bullshit because the second, it gives you like a 30-second clip, and then it's like, okay, now you have to run from this location. It's like, why did I even bother doing this?
A lot of games like to do that.
But they're like, I know it was more of like a sentimental value for her, but it was so stupid.
Yeah.
And I saw it coming. And I hate that when you could predict what's going to happen and you're like, please don't, like, I can already see where this is going and I really hope this is something different.
And then it's not.
It happens anyway. And you're like, okay, this is really disappointing now.
Yeah.
And so I really expected a lot more from the storyline. It kind of gives you a little bit of a teaser at the very, very end.
Yeah.
But not enough that makes me really urge, you know, the consumer base to want to get this game.
Especially with all the bad press that's been out there, with people knowing that the whole loot box thing is crazy.
Exactly. And so I just feel...
It makes it a hard purchase. It really does.
Yes. And you know, again, it just like you said, the multiplayer really does feel, you know, I've done a couple of matches. It really does feel like Battlefront 1.
It does. It does.
You know, it's just new maps. At that point, you know, I could have just been supporting the first one. You know,
it looks better though. That is one thing though. Like, I do have to give it to them. I mean, it looks better. I'm playing on the PS4 Pro. I'm playing 4K HDR. You know, all this stuff. It looks great. It sounds great. It feels good.
Yes, and
I just don't like the progression system.
No, and you know, it does count when you do the campaign because it'll give you, you know, your tokens and stuff and actual, you know, additional crates for you to use for your multiplayer, but it's still not enough. You know, like I really feel that they do need to retweak their system so that way you get more return.
I agree. So here's my biggest problem with the game. One, I feel like the campaign is an introduction to multiplayer. I feel like
I think that's where it's leading to.
I feel like it's an introduction to multiplayer and an introduction to, well, not an introduction to, it's a, hey, we know you like Star Wars. Here's the main characters that don't really have a reason to be in our story, but here they are, right?
Yeah, like they're trying to give you a different point of view of other characters that I've never cared for in the Star Wars series.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I don't care for the characters, but what I am saying
not for
is
these particular ones. I never cared for the Inferno Squad.
So what I'm saying is, I would have this is my point I'm trying to make. I would have loved a good story or a bad story, a story that was focused around her being bad. Let her be bad. Show us the dark side. Just go all in on that. Don't shoehorn in Luke Skywalker, the characters that we know for one mission, 10 minutes, and then they're gone. We move on to the next thing. Have a story that's literally all that. You know how like Rogue One, the movie was completely like, there was really like no Jedi in it. They kind of referenced, they shoehorned in some Force guy, right? Because they have to do that. But overall, like it was just a story that began and ended with not a Jedi. That's what I wanted from this, especially in a time where EA just closed the doors for a studio that was working on a single-player Uncharted-like Star Wars game.
Yeah.
They're going to give us a campaign, which is honestly the reason I wanted to buy the game, because I was excited to play through that campaign, and I was immediately disappointed after like 20 minutes. I kind of already knew, okay, I kind of get what I'm getting into already, because you get those vibes out of the get-go. And then, the opposite side is like in the multiplayer, the progression system's broken, and immediately I felt just playing like a couple hours of multiplayer, I could, when I'm playing against players that I can immediately tell, like, they have all the star cards, they have all the abilities unlocked. Like, immediately I feel it feels like a big, huge disadvantage, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In a world where there are shooters doing it right, like, even Call of Duty kind of does it right. But like Overwatch, to where the only, like, everyone's on an even playing field, the only thing that changes is aesthetics, right?
Yes,
like what you look like.
And I really do feel, again, back to the whole debate about these loot boxes, is I really do feel that if I'm going to be spending money, it better be aesthetically. Because I'm tired of seeing more and more games come out and it's a pay to win. It's at this point, you know what? I just don't want to buy the game anymore, because they're all getting bad reps, and it puts everything at an unfair advantage. And like I said, this game, it could have done so many great wonders. I was able to play it before it came out at E3, and I did get great high expectations from it playing the multiplayer, but I really do feel really disappointed in it.
And the last game I want to talk about is Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. So, with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, I love it. There's some things wrong with it. That's the last game that I wanted to touch base on that we've been playing. So, we've still been playing, Assassins. I've been playing Destiny. We've been playing Destiny. I'm playing Mario Odyssey still, all that fun stuff. But the last game I want to talk about, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. I touched base on it last episode. If you didn't watch it, be a good boy and girl. Watch right now. Watch our last episode. We basically gave you our whole review. Should you buy it? Should you not buy it?
Of course.
At the end of the last video. And obviously you should buy it if you are a Pokemon fan. That is the main thing if you're a Pokemon fan.
In this nowadays, who isn't anymore?
Well, I mean, the way people download Pokemon Go, right? Obviously people are nostalgic for it. Even a little bit. Even people's parents are nostalgic for it.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. So, I've been playing Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. I am now about 14 hours into my adventure. Thank freaking Jeebus that Pokemon Bank is finally updated. Now it's backwards. If you are still trying to get into your Pokemon Bank,
yeah,
and you can't, it's probably because you haven't updated it. So you have to go to the eShop, search Pokemon Bank, search software download, update it, and then you're good to go. And then you can use your Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon cart, and you can finally upload your Pokemon from all the other many adventures you've had on the 3DS.
And the only reason why you have to do that is because Pokebank doesn't automatically update.
Yeah.
And so that's the only one downfall, but it's always been like that. So
yeah, it's real weird. But anyways, it's out now. So now my Pokemon adventure, about 8 hours in, I think that's kind of when I'll say, okay, Pokemon Bank is there. So I have my whole lineup of what I wanted because I've been preparing for Ultra Sun and Moon for a while. So now I can actually go through my adventure like I want to. Now that that's happening, I'm a good portion into it. I'm just past my second trial.
Just real quick, what is your lineup? Because I'm pretty sure everyone's curious about it.
So my lineup right now, of course, consists of my boy Charmeleon. Right, I gotta go old school. I mean, even though it's probably one of the most basic characters, you don't want to go battle out, online with him or with Charizard because it's a very easy character to get over. But I still love it.
Yeah.
So I have my Charmeleon right now. I have a Brion, which is the evolved version of Popplio. So that is what I'm rocking with right now. I did start with a Litten, but then I changed it up because I did have a Popplio level 1 in my lineup. Mm-hmm. My third Pokemon right now is I have a Noibat. So
I love that one.
Noibat is my third right now. That is the one that I want to kind of go ahead and progress with. So I'm pretty excited about that.
And you've never tried him before,
Never
right?
have. I had like 6 of them. But I never actually gone through maybe more than an hour with one. Like a full adventure. I never have.
Now, he only evolves twice, so it does take a while before he does evolve.
Yeah,
again.
and with somebody who always uses Tyranitar and Dragonite, I'm very familiar with not evolving to level 55. So those are like my main 3. The other ones I have on the back end is my Nidorina just evolved into a Nidoqueen. So I just made that happen. It's level 27 right now. So I, because I am in the first half of the story. So I'm rocking a Nidoqueen right now. 5th Pokemon that I have, I'm trying to think which one that is. Oh, I have a Pikachu, which has Pokerus. She is level 18 right now.
Oh, okay.
Has a little love tail. Trying to pass Pokerus to all my Pokemon. And then my 6th Pokemon. What is my 6th Pokemon?
Didn't you have Chikorita?
I did, but I just transferred that into my nursery. Because I just passed the point of where I'm trying to breed right now. So that she's in my nursery right now. 6th Pokemon, I don't want to keep you guys in suspense. And I don't have my 3DS on me. I cannot remember what I switched as my 6th Pokemon.
Well, we could always throw it in later.
It might be because I had an egg and I was walking an egg. So I think I have an egg in my 6th spot right now, but I would have to double check.
Okay.
Because I've been going back and forth with a Hauntor, a Rhyhorn. I did have a Rockruff just because for whatever reason, but I'm pretty sure my 6th Pokemon consists of an egg that I think is going to end up being an Eevee, which I already have a lot of the EVs. So anyways, I'm going through that adventure right now and I'm having a great time. Again, that is the game I was referring to earlier in the show, taking up all my mobile time. So if I'm not literally playing a game on the big TV, I'm playing on my 3DS, or I'm playing on my 3DS as I wait for Destiny things to load.
Yeah.
In between matches, in between Crucible, Iron Banner, Nightfall, as I wait to get in a match for whatever I'm playing in between. So I'm having a great time. There aren't enough differences to really justify buying it because it very is similar to last year's Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
But
and that's what I was worried about.
I know that there's some endgame stuff that they do change it enough to make it worth it for a Pokemon fan, and that's what I'm excited to get to. And overall, I'm having a great time. I just got my hair did. I got some new threads. I got these capri pants on. I just colored my hair. Got some new contacts. I'm looking fresh. So I mean, I'm having a good time. I love Pokemon. So.
And I haven't gotten into it quite too much yet. I actually haven't jumped in at all this week, only because of all the other games I've been playing.
Absolutely.
Now, the big topic for Pokemon this week. Now, I don't know if a lot of you have started watching the new series for
Sun and Moon anime series, right?
Yes, for Pokemon.
Voices are back. Animation is different.
Yes, and I don't mind the animations. Yeah, you love them. I don't care for them. But
I like change.
I just love that the voices are back.
With that X and Y series garbage, XYZ garbage, I'm happy for the change.
Now, you could probably tell this a little bit better than I can because I never really noticed this, in the anime series. But what did we just find out about Ash?
So, it's nothing we just found out. But Ash is actually Superman. So he's been Clark Kent the whole time. His name is Clark Kent, and he's from Kanto, Johto. He's from one of the regions. Mm-hmm. So Ash Ketchum himself has been known in the series to carry the heaviest Pokemon in the world.
Ever.
There have been 500-pound birds that have come and just landed on his arm, shoulder. He has at least 100-pound Pokemon that sits on his shoulders at all times right now. And now in the news, we just found out that one of the latest Pokemon episodes.
and this is where it goes crazy.
Yes. Ash has set a brand new record, and he has carried a 2,200 Pokemon by himself in the palm of his hands.
Just like this.
Yes.
Now, what Pokemon are we referring to?
So we are referring to Cosmoem. So the Pokemon, the first...
legendary Pokemon.
The first... So it has 3 levels before it gets to the legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
Luga, whatever, Lunala, and the other one. What's the sun Pokemon called?
You play that version.
Lion guy, whatever. So it's one that's kind of relevant. It's not really a great one anyway. So anyways, it goes Cosmoem, Cosmog, and then Lunala or the tiger
Lion.
one. Put it down in the comments below if you guys remember that.
Lion, not tiger.
Tiger, whatever. It's one that I hated. I played through Sun because she refused to play through Sun, so I got stuck with it. And now I'm playing through Ultra Moon, and I'm having a great time. Mm-hmm. So in the anime series, he carried a Pokemon that was 2,200 pounds in the palm of his hands.
Just like that.
In one of the latest episodes here. So we looked it up, and we were like, there's just no way. So yeah, 999.9 kilograms, 2,204.4 pounds for a 0.04 inch little Pokemon. We have no idea. It's because I guess he carries the weight of the world in him. So very interesting. So we wanted to start off the show with that Pokemon news. So there is 5 items on the news block today. This was item number 1. So moving on into bigger news, so gaming news, right? So this is, we want to start off because we think we're funny. We want to start off with Pokemon news because we love Pokemon. But in bigger news, do you want to tell the viewers about this one? So this is interesting because you didn't know about this before going into today's show.
Yeah.
And we just got done playing this. So hit him with it. Be gentle though. Be gentle to him and her out there.
So I'm glad that they did this, but I'm disappointed that I didn't know about it. Bungie.
You were living in the dark.
I was. And to think that I could have so many more engrams because
Bright
of this.
engrams.
Yes.
Why is that?
So Bungie apparently, they did confirm that apparently their XP system was broken.
Well,
The throttling system.
So what they said was it wasn't that it was broken. They said they're sorry that they had it.
Yeah.
That they had the system in place.
So there was a bunch of people talking about it on forums saying how, they weren't just progressing as well as they should have been. And that was their throttling system. I guess what was happening was, like an example, your first public event, you had a lot more XP compared to your 10th public event.
Mm-hmm.
The more you continuously played, hours and hours and hours of Destiny, your XP actually got reduced.
Yeah, so if you would have got 15,000 XP points for Crucible match number 1 that you killed it in, the same match that you would have got 30-0 kills, right? Mm-hmm. You would have got 7,500 XP. So they were just throttling the heck out of it. And the reason that they said behind it was for those who are just
cramming through
just
the campaign.
grinding through public events, grinding through all these things. They wanted to make it fair to where people weren't just getting XP left and right, bright engrams, so that they weren't at an advantage. So what they did was they were throttling those players to kind of make it even. And what that was really doing is people were putting hundreds of hours into the game, and they weren't getting anything out of it, which really sucks because we're probably included in that percentile.
Yeah.
We could have gotten a lot more. We could have gotten a lot more bright engrams. Who knows what else, because we're gaining that XP. Right, so we're really gaining that. So
and that's why I was really disappointed that I didn't know about this sooner. That I was pretty much being punished for playing.
Punished.
And that's how it feels like, to find out that, I'm one of those players that go in every single day to do my milestones.
And the planet milestones and whatever else.
Because I want to check off my stuff, right? I want to make sure that I can get as many engrams that I can, so that way I can max out my character.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I can do right now since I finished the damn campaign.
Absolutely.
The expansion isn't out yet, right? So
let's not even get into that conversation.
I know,
yet.
But the fact that I'm one of those faithful players coming in every single day, and they were, pretty much stalling my progress, that hurts.
So let's see on what Bungie had to say to its faithful players. So what Bungie actually said, and this is from them, and their post on their official blog from the Bungie blog or whatever it is. What they said was, we've seen community discussion around XP gain in Destiny. After reviewing our data, we agree that the system is not performing the way that we like it to. Okay. Today we like to describe what's going on under the hood, because players expose them. They talk about what you can expect going forward when it comes to earning XP in Destiny 2. Currently, XP will scale up when playing longer or fixed duration activities like Crucible, competitive multiplayer matches, and the Leviathan raid. XP will scale down when playing activities that can be quickly, repeatedly chained, like grinding public events. We were not happy with the results, and we've heard the same from the community. So the community outcrying to the Bungie developer saying, hey, what the hell are you guys doing to us? Like, we're putting in hundreds of man-hours, sweat, literal tears sometimes with the way these ninefolds are set up, and trials and Leviathan. So I'm sure it's real tears, right? So they reached out and said, like, what the hell? Like, I'm putting all these hours in, and I'm not getting what I'm supposed to be out of it. So their response, effective immediately, we're deactivating the system. So as a result, players will now see XP earn rate changes across all activities throughout the board. So the values will be displayed consistently in each of the user interfaces. So over the next week, they'll be watching and reviewing XP game data to ensure that these changes meet our expectations as well as yours from Bungie. Any additional updates to the system will be communicated to you via our official channel. So that's a bunch of fluff. They're just blowing a bunch of air up our ass. They got put in between a wall because they got exposed by one of their people who I'm sure put thousands of hours into Destiny 2. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but probably not. I mean, the way people play this game. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, just like us who go in every single day, there's a bunch more people that have clearly taken a closer look at it, and it just wasn't fair. So I am glad that, they actually listened, and that this is happening, because now maybe I'll actually feel even more better when I'm playing and I'm getting those bright engrams.
Yeah, and in a day where microtransactions are on the hot seat, shitty progressions on the hot seat, things like that, the last thing that Bungie wants is Destiny 2 in the news for doing a disjustice to their players, because they should be advocating players to put more hours into this so that they get more out of it, right? So that yeah, I mean, in turn, that means less people are going to buy the silver or whatever, right? But there's enough people who are crazy about all the items in there who are going to buy all the silver, things like that. In recent news, I guess there were a bunch of devs reported that only about 2% of their players actually spend money in these games anyways. So 2% accounts for, Blizzard's $2 billion in Overwatch or whatever. So not everyone spends money, but the people who do habitually spend money, right?
And it's enough for them, again, to make a pretty hefty profit.
So on the flip side of that, for those who, instead of putting the money in, they put the hours in, they should be getting out the same, right? They should have the ability to get the same gear, same all that. And in Destiny, that is through bright engrams. Yeah. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we truly apologize. We'll move on from the subject soon, but that's one of the things that I felt like, I don't know. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing, but it kind of really sucks that they had to get exposed for it to come out and for them to do something about this.
Especially because how long has this game been out now?
Since late September.
Exactly.
Mid-late September. So it's been a couple months already. Yeah. Or a little over.
And for me to be putting in 2 months worth of work, I could have so many other aesthetic pieces that I would definitely enjoy using. And I'd probably be maxed out at 305 if it wasn't for that.
Absolutely. And another place that 200 people are going to put in work is a new studio by Playground Games. So if you guys at home aren't familiar with Playground Games, they are the developer behind Forza Horizon 1, 2, and 3. Mainly Horizon 3 was a game that I played 1. I kind of skipped over 2. I went back, played it. It was fun, but wrong time. Number 3, we played, at least a good 50 hours, if not more, in Horizon 3. I put a ton more when the Hot Wheels track came out. I got through all the fluff there. The only one we didn't truly get into was the Blizzard expansion. We kind of touched base there, but we didn't play too much. But we still supported it by buying the DLC because we loved the game. So I'm hope that they keep their track record because they just opened a second studio. They're going to be housing 200 of their 400 employees there. And what they're going to be making is a brand new open world RPG.
So I'm really excited where this is going. I really do hope that their RPGs come out amazingly because they've given us amazing content before in the past. And them now turning it into an RPG, it really sparks my interest on, what it's going to come to be.
Absolutely. So like I said, what I hope it is just a great open world RPG game. I'm truly interested to see what kind of style it's going to be, what universe, what world, what timeline. I just wish the best to them over at Playground Games, and good on you for trying something a little different than just the racing series, right?
Yeah.
So, as new studios open, some close.
Unfortunately.
So, one thing that we did find out...
over this last weekend, right?
No, it's been a couple weeks now. We found out that Disney was closing the doors at Gazillion. These guys were the makers of Marvel Heroes, Marvel Heroes Omega, whatever it is. It's on the PlayStation, Xbox, PC, all that fun stuff. Their contract ended, so did their deal with Marvel. So therefore, they have to shut their doors on their big MMO. It's very much like DC Universe Online, just the Marvel version of it, essentially, right? So what players thought was that they had maybe until the end of the year, beginning of next year, to kind of finish playing the game. So unfortunately, that news just came in that it's actually going to shut down a lot quicker. So kind of going through, just kind of skimming through here. They announced the shutdown of the game due to happen at the end of the year. So it's in fact happening sooner. So that on top of the news, Gazillion has terminated the bulk of its workforce without any severance pay or other owed benefits now that we're talking about this. So this is pretty crazy. So they've started to let go of most of their employees now. So you can assume that the game will be shut down probably before the end of this month. It probably won't see the light of day in December. Yeah. So that kind of sucks for people who are really fans of Marvel Heroes. And it really sucks for people who work over at Gazillion. So our thoughts...
out to you.
Go out to them. We hope you guys find work,
especially with the holiday seasons. It's the worst horrible time. It's the worst time to see organizations close their door. I can understand why. The cost is a lot less, but the fact that these people do have families and it's right around the holiday season. It's the worst time to do things.
Yeah, it's the worst type of news to hear when these kind of things happen. But I hope. We know that they're talented because this game is very popular. People really like it. For those who are really into Marvel stuff, even those who aren't, apparently it's a really good MMO. I never personally have played it. I have DC Universe. I never touched this one in particular, but just from Twitter followers and seeing all the love it's getting, it seems to be extremely popular.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that these people will find something better to continue their careers. And I really do again hope the best for all of you.
Absolutely. So another game that is trying to do best by a new audience, kind of. One game that we've talked in great lengths about is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Right. So some news happened this week that in China, they're kind of having to change their game because China has very strict rules about gambling, the way games are played, transparency, things like that. So one of the funny things, the reason I want to talk about this is Battlegrounds is getting modified to have socialist core values. So let me kind of tell you, but let me read this story here, and thank you for our friends over at Kotaku. They're the ones who report on this. So let me tell you guys about this. So this came from Bluehole, the company. So today, Chinese tech giant Tencent announced it won the exclusive rights to officially release and operate PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in China. So Bluehole's not releasing it out there. They're working with another company to release the game, right?
Yeah.
Chinese company. However, the game will be changed to appease the government censors. While Battlegrounds is wildly popular among Chinese players, it hasn't gotten an official government stamp of approval and release date yet. However, China hasn't blocked the game either. Reuters SMP report that last month China's Media Censor State Administration of Press, Publication, Radio, Film, and Television criticized Battlegrounds, calling it excessively violent.
Ooh.
Regulators also stated the game might even be banned. Might even be banned because it deviates from the social core values, traditional Chinese culture, and moral norms. Okay. Tencent, however, is going to have the game modified, saying it will make the adjustment to content and make sure they accord with socialist core values, Chinese traditional culture, and moral rules. It has also added it'll make sure the game offers healthy, positive cultural and value guidance, especially for underage users. So it sounds like they're gonna dial down the blood, and I mean it's like an army type shooter game. It's very I can only imagine. I mean when someone blows up,
you're gonna have freaking
kittens come out.
Yeah, pixie dust and glitter and kittens and fucking rainbows coming out of your ass. Like, come on.
Yeah, good luck over there in China.
I'm sorry, guys, but that sucks.
Yeah, so we poke fun, but I mean for those for that Chinese audience, which is a huge part of the world, this sucks.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean the game's doing very well here, and from a business standpoint, they've already sold 20+ million copies, not in China.
Yeah.
Even with tweaking this game and making fucking kittens pop out every time a grenade blows up, it's still going to sell tons of copies in China.
No,
so it's just going to sell more. So it's a great business move. It's just a very funny story.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think I ever recall blood when you kill anybody. But, again, I know there's other stuff to it. I'm just interested in hearing the viewers' comments from China with the differences on how they're playing now compared to when they modify it.
Yeah, so if any of you guys are watching at home right now, if you guys know somebody out there who lives there, they don't even have to be from there. If you live there, near there, I know that, we do have friends of the show in Taiwan, things like that. So I'd be very interested to see on what you guys think. Overall, I'm just interested to think what you guys think of this and what you think of the regulatory things in China. And just kind of let us know. Put that down in the comments below. So, topic number 5. So the last thing that we want to leave off the show with is something you might see on our table right now here. So, if you guys didn't already take advantage of the Black Friday Cyber Money deals to get awesome controllers, and if you didn't even know that these were out,
I'm
Sony...
sorry. I have to say sorry, because our episode comes out Tuesday, of course. You guys are already missed the Cyber Monday deals.
But that doesn't mean you don't want to get this. So if you didn't know, Sony and PlayStation, they released a brand new set of controllers. They released a brand new set of the translucent line. And there is some slight changes. Like, honestly, the rubber feels a little bit better on the controller grips.
Yeah.
They changed the placement of the speaker, the button, the actual Sony button, or the PlayStation button here. It's a little smaller. Some would say a little harder to get to, but I actually prefer it. The top bar here feels better, and it does have the light bar sensor. All that good stuff. And one thing that sounds weird, and it may just be because they're new, I feel like it holds a longer charge. So maybe. I love the way that these look. They feel great. I haven't been a fan of the DualShock 4s this era. I still think that the Xbox controller feels better. But man, since we gotten these, I can't stop playing my PlayStation.
These are
feel
our new
great.
favorites. Yeah. Especially with the PlayStation. I'm normally disappointed in controllers, like new controllers, because again, I just like you said, we haven't really played anything.
Be careful.
We haven't really played anything with the PlayStation yet that has captured our fancy. Is the way they feel, the way they play.
Yeah.
And these being officially licensed from PlayStation, they're freaking amazing.
And you'd be surprised on how just very slight little changes can really make a controller feel better. Really, the reason that we say that is because most of our controllers, I must have gone through at least 6 PlayStation controllers already, because the rubbers keep just peeling off, falling off. But these ones feel really good, and it just feels slightly better quality. So I hope on the back end that they put some different concoction in their rubber material. So if you guys didn't know, go check out the Sony PlayStation Store. Go check out your local Walmart, Best Buy, all that stuff. So just kind of put it out there so you guys know where to get these. You do have to go to different retailers.
Based on the color that you want.
Yeah, so start off with the blue one here is exclusive to Walmart.
Yes.
So you can only get the blue one at Walmart. And if you didn't get the deal, they had these for $39. They had all of them for $39 at one place or another. Next, we have the white one. The white one over here, this one was exclusive to GameStop. So, well, not past tense. It is exclusive to GameStop. So if you want to get the white one, which is awesome, it'll match that Destiny white PS4 Pro that you have. It looks fantastic. It's the one I personally use. I love this one. And then the last one is the red edition. So the red controller, that one you can pick up exclusively from Best Buy. And I believe you can use any coupons, anything you have from Best Buy. I personally used a $5 coupon on this. It ended up costing me a little over $30 because I got it on a pre-Black Friday deal.
Yeah. But yeah, especially if you're a Best Buy
GCU member with like their gamer club.
Exactly. So not only will, is it the 20% discount only on games like when they get released, or is it on merchandise too?
It's only on the games. That's kind of why I referenced like the coupons. So if you have been stacking up your points, stacking up coupons, this would be the time to use it because we know controllers are a little bit pricey.
Yeah, full price, they're still $60.
Mm-hmm. And they think they do accept trade-ins at very least at GameStop. So you can trade in your old one to reduce the cost if you don't need more than one, or if you already have more than one, then you can just kind of trade-seize it, and they'll give you about $25-$30 for your old controller. Typically, probably about $25, I would say. Give or take a couple dollars, because we know GameStop likes to take more than give.
Yeah. But still, whether you're getting them on sale or not, they're worth it.
Absolutely. And they're beautiful.
Oh, yes. Even the white one here, you can see inside through it the most. And I just love watching it because, if you're, as techie as us, just being able to see the circuit boards and all the little mechanical features
the vibrators.
Yeah, it's just amazing just to see it all come together, and they just feel great,
Absolutely. And that is a show. So speaking about things that are coming together, what's coming together quite well is our channel overall. So right here on youtube.com/thegamelooters, our channel is coming on beautifully, and that's because of all you guys at home that watch this podcast, that watch our Let's Plays, that watch our live reacts,
our unboxings,
everything. So we want to let you guys know, if you're at this part of the episode, man, thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you for just watching us, even if it's for 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Thank you so much for just clicking on our content. We appreciate it. So things that we have coming for you guys. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll be at PSX 2017. So we'll be at the PlayStation Experience.
Yes.
So make sure you guys watch later next week for our LootCast episode that will have our PSX predictions on what we can expect at PSX. And what you guys at home can expect is not only that episode, make sure you guys tune in and find out what we think and what's going to be there, but once we get to PSX around December 8th, you can start expecting content every single day. We're going to have interviews, we're going to have Let's Plays, we're going to have videos of what we're doing there at PSX. We're going to give you a little tour about what we see at PSX. We're going to give you a tour around everything there. And then Friday night, they have a keynote that I think Sean Layton over there at the PlayStation, they are preparing. So we'll have a reacts. After that, we'll get in our hotel room and we'll do a live reacts with you guys, and we'll let you know kind of what we thought of the show, what we thought of being there, things like that. So we have a ton of content just ready for you guys.
And I'm really excited.
We are beyond excited to be at PSX 2017. If you guys aren't able to join us, make sure, again, that you hit subscribe. Do it right now. Hit the bell so that you guys don't miss anything at PSX 2017, because it's going to be quite a hell of a show. So we don't want you guys to miss that. And last thing, like I said, at the top of the show is we do have other things that you guys can expect. Coming into the office this week, we have Wolfenstein, Shadow of Mordor, and Need for Speed Payback. So you can expect some Let's Plays on our channel for those games and tons more. Yeah. So, with that being said, that's the show. Do you have anything to say for these beautiful people?
Guys, again, thanks so much for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you guys next week.
Can't wait to see you guys next week. Join us for our predictions episode and hit subscribe. Do it right now. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.